Okay, let's see how the new battery does. That's the way it's supposed to be. This is Jim, and I live in Texas. And this is trying a new microphone, which I doubt if you'll be able to tell much difference in the old one. And maybe just a few quick life updates. If I can get the visor, there we go. Okay. Testicles, spectacles, wallet, and a watch is the traditional Air Force starting checklist. Except I don't wear a watch anymore. I wanted to start by giving 2 shout-outs. Lauriejennifer, you the man. Well, you would be the man if you weren't the lady. First of all, you have the good taste to ride a Ninja 250 like I do. And the second is you're riding it around in really freezing weather without a heated vest. It's about, I don't know, 55 or 60 here in Austin this evening. Clear as a bell, absolutely perfect night to ride. And I'm wearing my heated vest. And Laura up there, she lives up in the North Pole somewhere. She's riding 500 miles from Chicago, I believe she said, to Kansas City. No heated vest. And freezing and below freezing weather. That's below 0 to our continental friends. Below 32 to us Americans. So, Laura, my hat's off to you. I'd talk about your parts made of steel if you had those particular parts. Also, I'd like to thank Trinith. He's posted 2 videos of our flight that we did in my flying club airplane the other day. I really got a kick out of them. It was a good lesson for me. What to say, not to say. Trinith was so confident and knowledgeable about airplanes. Normally, we were told, by our instructors when we were learning, we get close to the end of the private pilot course anyway. We're told to be careful about what we say to our passengers because so many words in aviation that are just normal, way we talk, that have specific meanings that are very benign generally. Those same words can scare the daylights out of passengers who just aren't familiar with the vocabulary. I have not carried passengers on my motorcycle ever, so I don't know firsthand, but I suspect those of you who do have the same situation with somebody new to riding on the back of a motorcycle. You want to be careful what you say. You want to watch I'm sure you want to watch the aw shucks and oh darns and things like that. So what did I do I had the right brake on that on that airplane that I was flying with Trinith. The right brake was kind of squishy and soft. The airplane was the next flight. This was the last flight in normal service for that airplane until it went into a major overhaul cycle where it's going to get an annual inspection, a brand new motor, brand new paint job. It's basically going to be torn to bits and put back together, which is what we do with light planes. So, I said, well, the parking brake worked fine, so I had good brakes. The brakes themselves were working fine, but the right pedal, there was something wrong with the mechanism. So I had to be careful steering it on the ground because I did not get full right brake. If you're on a nice stable glide path and you look out at the runway, there'll be one spot on the runway that's not moving in the windshield. Those of you who've taken boating safety courses, you run into the same thing, right? When you're in your boat, if you take the Coast Guard safety course for your boat, they'll tell you, if another boat is at a constant bearing to you, and this is true for airplanes too, and boats and cars or any other vehicles that move, if the other object is at a constant bearing and you're moving, you're going to collide. So applying this phenomenon to airplanes, when you're on your nice smooth 3-degree glide path into your landing point, you should look out, and there should be a spot fairly close to the numbers or between the numbers and the first half marks is what I usually aim for. There should be a spot on the runway that's not moving with respect to the windshield. It's just the part in front of closer to you than the magic spot will appear to be moving down, and or further will appear to be moving up. And right in the middle, there'll be a spot that's not moving. Right? If you do nothing, if you just hold up glide slope, you will in fact impact the runway right at that point. Use the word, that's where we're going to impact, something like that. Well, my landings aren't the best in the world, but I don't usually consider them to be impacts. I'll be real careful about using that word the next time I fly. However, Trinith, frankly, my man, I'm going to talk to you just like a pilot, because you seem to know an awful lot. For somebody who hasn't had a lot of time in light planes, you knew an awful lot to begin with. And I'm just going to treat you as a peer, not as somebody who hasn't had a lot. That kind of person, he is the last guy in the world you look at and say, you would never look at Trinith and say, well, there's a guy who obviously needs a lot of handling. Not true.